Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am Nicole and this is Letting It Be So. I am here today to share with you all of the makes that I have made, mostly in March. I think I've slipped a few from February in as well, but as this is the first one of my finished makes videos, I think that's okay, right? I won't tell if you won't. Just to tell you what I am currently wearing, so this was definitely a February make. It is the Tilly and the Buttons Marnie blouse in some viscose. It's a Nerida Hansen print. It is this like floral. It's on like a dark green background, and you've got these, mostly sort of pink and orangey and a bit of blue florals. So I made the Marnie version without ruffles, so I just got the pin tucks across the front and the balloon sleeves without pin tucks on the sleeves. You do have that option. So yeah, this was the first Marnie that I made, and yeah, I really love it. I've worn it now several times. Wore it out to the Stitch Festival last week, and yeah, I really like it. And something just fell on the floor. All right, so I'm going to insert pictures and maybe some video clips as well, depending on what editing Nicole decides is the best fit. So, you know, your guess is as good as mine right now. Because obviously it is really hard to show things just holding them up on a hanger. Well, let's get cracking, shall we? Okay, so first up we have the second Marnie blouse that I made. So obviously, like I said, this one is a viscose, and so I picked a cotton lawn for this one. So this is a Liberty print. It was one of their special edition ones they brought out in collaboration with the release of the third series of Bridgerton, and it's got these lovely big florals on it. And for this version I also added both the shoulder ruffle that you can see here and also the ruffled collar as well. So it's definitely got more volume to it than this one. This one tends to drape a bit more, whereas this one, you know, it's definitely a bit more of a statement. And yeah, you can see the length there. Like I say, I will pop in pictures of me wearing it so you can see it properly. You've got the elasticated cuffs, and yeah, really happy with this. And yeah, it definitely feels like very romantic, shallowing the spring. You know, I feel like I could promenade like I was in Bridgerton in this, and not feel out of place. So the Marnie pattern is a blouse. It also can be made as a dress. It's a very oversized kind of look, and it's got all of these voluminous sleeves and different options for adding ruffles in various places, and also the pin tucks, as you can see on the front. You can add them also at the top of the sleeves here if you want. So in terms of sizing, the Marnie comes in a size UK 6 to 34. Obviously, please, if you're interested, I'll pop links to all of the different patterns that I've used, but please go and check out the relevant web page, because they'll have full details of what each of those sizes actually mean in terms of actual finish, actual body measurements and stuff. So I made the size 3, which is the size that I generally make in Tilly and the Buttons patterns, and yeah, I have no issues with the fit. Obviously it is very oversized, so you know, the only fit you're really worried about is kind of the armholes and the bit across the top where it's more fitted, and everything else is very loose. So I think, yeah, if you're looking at measurements, probably the bust measurement is probably the one that you want to pay most attention, unless you have any particular parameters in terms of where your widest point is that might factor in, you know, the hip length as well. So yep, really happy with the Marnie, and yeah, I can definitely see myself making more, because yeah, it's just such a pretty pattern. All right, so next up is a skirt. So this is the Natalie skirt by Forget Me Not Patterns, which I have made in this very statement Lady McElroy cotton lawn marabou mosaic print fabric. So it's a panelled skirt. There's two versions. There's a A-line one and a more flared version, which is the one that I made. So you've got all of these different panels. You've got these slanted pockets in the front, and then you've got buttons all the way down the front. As you can see, again, pictures incoming. What size did I make? I think I made a size 36. I think that's the size that I typically make in Forget-Me-Not patterns. So it comes in a size, this is, I think, is this European sizes? I don't know. It's got size 28 to size 56, which, if you're thinking about waist measurements, goes between 21.5-inch waist to 49.5-inch waist. So I think that's a pretty good range. Like I say, I made the size 36, which has a 29.5-inch waist, but I do think it's a little bit on the loose side. Yeah, it doesn't quite sit at the point of my waist where I'd really like it to, and fit quite snugly enough. So I would definitely make this pattern again. I think I'd really like a plain one to go with all of my printed tops and t-shirts, or like a denim, chambray, that kind of thing. But I think either I would size down, because as you can see, this flared version, like, it does come out quite far, so I don't think I'm in any danger of it not going over my hips if I size down. But I think, yeah, then I would get, I would have it sitting a bit more on my natural waist. This kind of sits like on my sort of lower waist, I would say. So yeah, this is a really lovely skirt. Yeah, I think it's a pretty simple pattern with some nice finishing details in it, and I really enjoyed sewing it, so I would definitely like to make it again. You can see in the photos I've just styled it with a plain white t-shirt, but you could also wear like a stripy top with it. I think, because I've made it in this really statement fabric, you kind of don't want to take away too much from that on your top half, what you're wearing it with, but or a vest top, depending if it's really warm. So yeah, some different options of what to wear it with. But yeah, definitely really like this pattern, and we definitely make it again. Whew. Don't know about you, but I need a little bit of a tea break. Next up is this really lovely floral shirt. So this is the Jolene Shirt by Ready to Sew. Does also come as a dress version as well, but I have made the shirt in this floral cotton lawn that I got from Guthrie and Garney. It's got these lovely details where you've got gathering into princess seams on the front and also on the back. This has got grown on sleeves. There is also a set-in sleeve version. There's two different collar shapes. So this is the rounded one, and then there's also a pointier one. And then you have a peplum detail at the bottom to finish it off, which is cool. There is also an expansion pack with some different skirt options and some other sleeves, and also a different collar as well. So there really is a lot of variety with this pattern, particularly if you also get the expansion. It unfortunately is not in a very big size range. I think that's the one thing that I would say is a bit of a negative about this. I feel like I have seen more recent ready to sew patterns that have been drafted for a bigger size range, so I don't know whether it's the case that their older ones are either just taking their time to be updated, or perhaps they are only doing a bigger size range with newer releases and not going back to old ones. So it does only go between a size 32 to 46, which, if you're thinking about bust probably being the most important, as this is quite a tight fitted shirt, that's only going between, size 29 and some very small numbers. It's about 29 inches to about 41 inches. But yeah, I do have, the other detail I really like about this is that you've got the buttons are in pairs. So you've got like two together and then a bigger gap and two together all the way down, which I think is, you know, just a really nice detail. And I included these, like, they're just like your standard mother of pearl kind of shell buttons. So yeah, that's the Jolene shirt. Another quick tea break. Oh, well, there you go, cold. We do not do cold tea around here. All right, so next up is my recent attempt at a Maison Faux pattern. So I wanted to start off trying out some of their patterns, and they have a couple of free ones, one of which is this, which is the Grenadine Skirt. I picked out some fabric that I had left over from another project, which I don't even know what that project was, but it's this floral cotton twill fabric, so quite a structured fabric. And so it's this mini skirt, as you can see here. It hasn't got a waistband as such. You've got like a facing that you fold over, and you've got, which you shouldn't look very closely at because it's not the best, a lapped zipper at the back. And the main feature, which you cannot see at all, is that there is in fact this seam line which has, like, I will pop in a picture of the actual pattern in case you don't know it, but there's kind of like it kind of goes down like this, and they've also in some of theirs added piping to that to make it more noticeable. But in this very brizzy floral fabric, it may as well just be a plain front, which is annoying, but I did just want to trial this pattern because it's a company I haven't used before, so I want to check out sizing, and yeah, I want to make it in some denim, and I needed to check it out to see what the fit was like before I cut into more expensive fabric. So I'm not worried. This is definitely wearable. It is a bit sad that you just can't see the lovely design feature, but it served its purpose in that I know that this fits. Again, maybe I might take it in slightly. Again, just preference of like where I would like it to sit on my sort of natural waist. But it is by no means a terrible fit. It's just, personal preference of how I like to wear skirts. But yeah, I thought the pattern, I had a little bit of trouble with the instructions, but there was also like a YouTube video with all of their patterns, albeit it's in French, but you can just obviously put the subtitles on to translate for you. But yeah, there were some bits where I definitely wouldn't have got there from the written instructions, but as soon as I actually saw a human person doing it, I was like, okay, I get it now. So I would probably just follow the video if I made it again, rather than going back and forth between the video and the written instructions. What are the sizes? So they have size 34 to 52 for this, so that's a reasonable range, although I haven't got the actual measurements up here. So a size 34 is a waist of, it's in centimeters. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it means. It could be anything. I will obviously again link, and you can check it out. I feel like that's a reasonably bigger size range than at least the Jolene that I talked about before. But yeah, if someone says a measurement to me in centimeters, I've got no concept of how small, big, medium that is, so apologies. But yeah, I'm reasonably happy with this. Like I say, the fin, I've got that annoying bit where one bit of the zipper is a bit higher, but obviously that's where it's right in the, I feel like I saw someone on TikTok saying what's going on the back of my head when they were doing they were showing you how they did the hair, and they were like, what's going on the back of my head is none of my business, because I can't see it. And I feel like the same should be true for the zip which is in the very center of my back. It's none of my business what's happening there, because I can't see it when I'm wearing it. And if you are staring at the middle of the bottom of my back, you should at least be taking me out to dinner first before you continue to stare. So that's a you problem. Yeah, but I'm trying to think if I've ever done a zipper like this before. I may have only ever done invisible zippers, so yeah, it's not terrible. And this fabric also does have a reasonable amount of stretch, which I think maybe also contributed to it coming out a little bit wonky. But yeah, I'm pleased with this as a tester for Maison Fauve patterns in general, and this pattern as well. And also it will count as an entry for So Frugal, because the Grenadine Skirt is a free pattern, and yeah, this fabric was just leftovers that had been hanging around in my stash. So yeah, this is the Grenadine Skirt. And the very last thing that I have is my Bestie Bag. I don't really know what I can say about this that people haven't already said, because you know it's such a popular pattern for good reason. So this is my Bestie. It's still full of stuff from I took it to the Stitch Festival, and I haven't taken stuff out of here. So you can see I made it in this super cute Michael Miller. I think the pattern's called Hot Trot, the fabric, with these little cute horses on it. And then I did the webbing strap option. So I've got this sort of rainbowy striped webbing with a gold strap adjuster. I've just tied a knot here because I only folded this over, and it popped it popped out as I was walking to the train. So I've tied a knot for now, and I think I'm probably only going to want to have this at a certain length. So either I will get one of those, end clamps to go over it, the metal ones, or I'll just like permanently sew it down, so that, yeah, it just stays at the same length, because I don't feel like I'm going to want to adjust it too much. I think, there's a comfortable place where it kind of sits when you're walking around. So, but yeah, I'm not going to open it because I don't know what is in here. That's not terrible. No, you don't need to see the inside of my bag. It's fine. But yeah, this is great. I definitely would make it again. I feel like it would be nice to have a pocket on the outside. I think that's maybe the only thing, I don't know if you can call it as a negative, but like, I think I would, personal preference, I think I would quite like for there to be a pocket here, like something just perhaps big enough to fit your phone in, because yeah, having to open up the entire thing, it does kind of gape open, and I feel like, particularly I live in London, so you don't really want if you're trying to get something out of your bag, you don't necessarily want it to be gaping wildly. So I think, yeah, I would definitely make one again. I have actually got one half cut out, but yeah, this is the Bestie Bag. Yeah, it's really hard to like hold it in a way to show it, but I'll try and take a photo as well, so you can see, and I'll take a photo without all of the human in here, of the lining as well, to show you that. But yeah, super happy with this, and I can definitely see why it's been such a popular pattern in the sewing community. This is the medium size, by the way, without the pleats. There's obviously two sizes in the main pattern, a medium and a large, and then also I think there's a add-on for like a smaller like bum bag type version as well. So this is the medium one. But yeah, really happy with this. So yeah, that's my Bestie. All right, that is everything that I have made in the end of Feb / the entirety of March. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with everything. If I had to pick a favourite, I think it might be the Jolene, even though that fabric, as I said on my Friday sews, it's not a usual colour for me, so I'm surprised that I like it as much. But yeah, it definitely, yeah, I think it just has some nice design features, and yeah, I'm really keen to make up the dress version of it now I've used the shirt to test out the sizing and fit. But I would love to hear what your favourite is. Have you made any of these patterns? What do you think? Are you inspired to make any of these patterns, having seen my efforts? That would be, yeah, it would be lovely for you to share that in the comments with me. But yeah, I think that's everything for today. I'm hoping that I will do one of these each month for you. So yeah, the next one will be at the end of April. But thank you so much for watching. Please do give me a like and consider subscribing to help boost my channel around the YouTube. However, the magic of YouTube helps that happen. I don't really know, but allegedly it helps. So any help gratefully received. Okay, I'm going to head off now. I hope you all have a great day, and I will speak to you all again very soon. Bye.